The Khajiit is here! The Khajiit is here! Let's get something done! Alright, the Khajiit is here. I want you to meet someone. This is my first ever character. His name's Avalancher, who was a vampire king of Aldemary. He don't do nothing anymore. He's been everywhere. He's done everything. He is now retired. He is dripped in gold, and he has made me millions upon millions. He has enabled me to make out my house. We've got $1 billion house here. $1 million characters. All because of this guy. And if you want to know how you get from where you are to where he is, well, we're about to show you. I'll show you how we get down real quick. But first off, we're going to show you the build. Now, this is a basic crafter harvester build. I'm not going to take credit for the actual build. It's just something that was passed around in the guild chats many times, many years ago. And if you know the original person whoever was the first one to do it, who put out the YouTube video first, link him, shout him out in the comments, let us know. All credit to whoever that motherfucker happens to be. Now, my character is running Darkstride, which reduces the cost of sprint and sneak by 50%. And he's running that with Coward's Gear, which enables him to sprint for longer. No, I fucked that up already. Alright. So my character is wearing Darkstride, which reduces the cost of sprint so he can sprint for longer. And he's also got Coward's Gear, which means when he does sprint, he sprints 30% faster and reduces damage taken. That's not really relevant. Now, and we just got that combined with some agility necklaces there. Yeah, to get the extra stamina. It's not important. It's just so he can run, and he can run really fast. So when we're out harvesting, this is no food. He's out harvesting, he can run from node to node as fast as he can. And pick that stuff up, and he can run for a very long time. Now, he is our harvester. So he's out there picking up nodes, breaking stones, picking flowers, all that stuff. You could also use this type of build for running scrolls on PvP if that's what you want to do. Now, Darkstride is an overland set. You can get that fairly easy. Coward's Gear, however, is from Battlegrounds. Now, if you don't want to do PvP, you're not interested in Battlegrounds, you don't do that, you can buy it from the traders, or this is probably an improvement on it. This is a free trait crafted set, and this is called, what is this called? Adapt Rider. And that gives you the 30% movement speed at all times, whether you're mounted or not. So you're missing out on that 10% damage reduction, but even your walk will be 30% faster. Now, the other set you could use for your farmer, your harvester, is Banished Cells, Jailbreaker. Now this will give you the minor version of that, which is 15%. So you could combine those two sets together, and that would give you 45% extra movement speed, if that's your thing, if that's the way you want to go. But, because you don't really need, I don't need to run this far. Nodes are usually not that far apart, it's just from here to there. But this character don't do no dungeons. He don't do nothing no more. He is purely my house cat. That's why he can get away with running those sort of sets. Now, while we're talking about farming, a lot of people out there, they have their favourite places they like to go. They like to farm here, they like to farm there. And they will know, if they run from here, they pick up this node, they know a node spawns over here, they pick up this node, then they know a node spawns here, and they know a chest is over here, and they know by the time they run around the circle, and they come back to the start, that first flower they picked, or that first node they picked, will have respawned again, and they'll harvest that again. That to me is crazy. I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't do that when I harvest. I have favourite areas and locations that I like to go to, but I could never do that. I just go here, I pick up this flower. As I'm picking up this flower, I'm moving my camera around to look for the next one. Oh, there's a node over there. I'll run over there and I'll get this node. And now I'm breaking this stone. As I'm breaking that stone, I'm moving my camera around. I'm looking for the next one. Okay, over here. Here it is. I'll get this piece of wood. Oh, here's some water down here by the water. And that's how I harvest. Just random, crazy. I think it's not so robotic, so you won't get bored as quick. So you might not have the efficiency of knowing the exact circle, the exact harvest off by heart, but it's not as daunting, and you won't get as bored or as vomity thinking about harvesting as you would doing it that way. Efficiency versus longevity. Alright, what's next? So, how do we get here? Now this guy, this is my first character, your main character, so you should have done the story. You should have gone everywhere, been everywhere, done everything. What you like. And you'll just have so many skill points. You just have everything. You just max out everything, fill everything up. Doing this on your first character is always the hardest. Okay? But by questing and breaking down your materials, here we'll insert a video soon and it'll show you a bit better on how to break down and research and all that sort of stuff. But getting your first character to level 50 is going to be the hardest. Once you've done one character, he is then going to help your second character get all his stuff to level 50. And then once that second character is done, it's a snowball effect. Now you have 2 characters helping the third character. Once the third character is done, you have 3 characters helping the fourth character. And the idea is just to do your writs. Okay? Now you can pick up your writs. We're going to show you that in a minute too. You can pick up your writs and do low level writs. I recommend just doing low level writs until you have enough skill points. So what I mean by that, if your blacksmithing is level 1, just do your level 1 writs. Your daily writs, level 1. Again, I'm going to show you that again in a minute. Do not upgrade to level 2. Do not put a skill point in here and go to level 2, because that's going to change the materials. It's going to mess everything up for you. Leave it at level 1 until you can fill it right up to level 10. Okay? Don't put any skill points in there until you have 9 skill points sitting there, so you can go straight from level 1 to level 10. You're either doing level 1 writs or you're doing level 10 writs. That's it. Don't do anything in the middle. If you learn this, the better off you're going to be in the long run. As it is a very long run, ESO. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come back, we're going to check our inventory, and we're looking for things that are not collected yet. So see all this, this is my stuff, that's all been collected. Here we go, not collected. So we're going to take this item, and we're going to bind it. And that will make it my item, and make it collected in my sets. I didn't realize at the time of doing this that if you just deconstruct the item at the tables, it will become bound to your accounts anyway. This is what we did. We went through and made sure everything we had was collected. So the first time I find any item, I will bind it to my account and make it collected. And we go through all our weapons, we go through our shields, we go through everything. We go through our helmets, our chest, our entire inventory, and bind everything to our account. As I said, this is not really necessary, as these will automatically become bind once we deconstruct them. I didn't know that at the time. And so here we are in Stonefalls, and you can see the new pieces that have been added to our sets just from doing the first, what was that, 20% of Stonefalls, questing around. Alright, excellent. Next step is we want to do research something. So we go into our research. At this point, as you can see, she hasn't researched anything yet, so it doesn't really matter what we pick. Just grab something, research it. And it's going to take about 6 hours to do, but we just sort of check our research every now and again. Try and keep it going as much as possible. Even if this is not important to you, even if you think you'll never use it, you're not interested, you don't want to become a crafter, all that stuff, just start. Just start getting things going, start researching some items. That way if you ever do want to create something in the future or recreate a set from the sets you've collected, the more traits you have researched, the better off you're going to be and the more options you're going to have. So we just research anything, get that going. Even if you don't understand it, just get it started, get it going. And then we come here, we repair our armor, we sell off all our ornate items, and then we go through our inventory and we look for any other white items that we can sell. Because we pick up the white items just to sell them, because they're still worth $70 odd. See, well, we can sell both of those if we wanted. We keep all the coloured stuff, and we just sell off the white ones. Those were ornate items for the deconstruct. We'll hold on to them. Alright, and then the last step is we come back here and we deconstruct everything else. Everything else we don't want. Gone. Alright, we'll speed this up again in a bit. And because we go around, we do this for our blacksmithing as well. Make sure you deconstruct the armor and the weapons. Bang, get rid of all that stuff. I've lost the woodwork table. And then we ran into the jewellery table looking for the woodwork table, so we research. We had an infused necklace here to research, and we deconstruct the rest. We come back, we find our woodwork table, and we deconstruct the woodworking stuff. And this will help you get to level 50 in all of those crafts. Once you get to level 50, you can then decide whether or not you want to keep them deconstructing items for the materials in them, or if you just prefer to sell them for the gold. So he's actually done his dailies for the day. Let's show you what we get. So here's the 5 dailies he does. All my characters do the blacksmith, clothing, jewellery and woodwork. Those are your 4 basic ones, and they should all do that. And you just keep doing them, keep breaking the quest items until the level 50, and then you got to try and get the skill points. That's the hardest part, is just getting the skill points to level them up to max level. But even low level is good. Alright, so we got a ground repair kit, gangster. Okay, we've got some shipments in here. We've got a bloodstone, or we can throw that away. And we've got a dagger, 180 gold already. Yeah, let's just throw away that bloodstone. And the clip, look, he got a wax. Boom. We've got a survey. Boom. Another repair kit. Another 100 gold. And let's throw that away. We don't want that, but see, this is what I mean. See, so now he got this. We're going to take the soul gems. He can take this and he can put that in the bank for the next character. And you do that. Say you got 8 characters already maxed enchanting. That's 8 runestones you can be putting in the bank for the 9th guy to deconstruct. Snowball. Alright, bam. Bang. Alright, we're going to take all this stuff. Alright, I'm going to take this out. And that will go in the guild bank for whoever needs it. Let's get all this stuff. And this is another survey, another repair kit. Here we go. So this is what I mean. So we get these deconstruct items. Now he's already level 50, he don't need this. So once again, he's going to put that in the bank for the next character. And you just have each character do that, and these will build up, so the first character who needs it can deconstruct them all. And that's the snowball effect. That's how your first character is going to help your second character, and then your third character. And we got pretty lucky with this one. That was pretty lucky. Although, it's expensive to make. But I mean, I could sell that. I could sell that for 50k. And that was just, this is just the first character. And that's how we get down. We got a wax. We got a chrome plating. And I think that's it. And we got a couple surveys. Alright, so because he'd already done his dailies, we're just swapping characters here for a minute. We are here in Wardenfall. This is where I like to do my dailies. We do all our dailies here. But you can do these anywhere you like, any location. Somerset's a very popular location. And you just, wherever you find these notice boards, they're in every city, and you just take your daily writs off. Now I always leave blacksmithing for last, so that way it comes up the top there in my quest log, and then they're all in alphabetical order. You can do all 4 of them that way. And we come over to the blacksmithing. It's going to have a little arrow there telling you which ones you need. Now, you can use any material stone you want. I'm pretty lazy, so I just brought 12 of these books, or up to 18 of these books, Britain books, and just made each one of my characters read the Britain style, so that I don't have to move my stone over. They'd all just do the Britain. Which does mean I do run out. It costs like 3 grand, I believe, for a stack of Britain stones. But you get 3 grand for each character anyway that does do these dailies. So it's a little bit of money back. And just like that, once you get the hang of this, you can motor through these really quickly. Now yes, doing max level dailies does use up max level resources, but the rewards are far out greater, and if you get the surveys, it makes up for all that anyway. If you've never done daily writs before, these are the people you want to come and see. You can find them in any location. This is the main chickie. This is the one you want to talk to. You can find her in all the starting cities, and she'll teach you. Or you can just come right here to Wardenfall, right where I am, and she'll teach you your blacksmithing, your clothing, your woodworking. The jewellery one, you have to have access to Somerset, and the dude in Somerset will teach you that one. And this guy will teach you the cooking and enchanting and all that stuff. Actually, this character does his enchanting as well, so let's hit that one. Alright, so we've got here, we can scroll down, we've got to try and find the right stone. Or you can press R3 and it'll just come up with the stones needed for the writ that you're doing. Quick little shortcut there. Now that took what, 3-4 minutes? Fuck it, let's say 5 minutes. The problem is that it's 5 minutes per character. It can take a few hours, or with the load screens it can actually take all day if you have 18 characters. I usually don't do all 18 characters. I have 8 characters that do the max level writs, and that's usually the ones I do. But if I'm bored or got nothing else to do, I will do my low level characters. They will also do their writs. Now they won't get the gold rewards that we get out of these ones. I didn't get one that time. You didn't get nothing out of there either. Alright, but there, so you got a CUDA. So that alone makes this whole 5 minutes worth it. You got a zinc. Now the reason we do the low level characters is for the surveys. Now if you have, I have 10 characters that are doing low level writs when I can be bothered to do them, just for the surveys. Because if they get a survey, I take that survey, I put it in the bank, I get my big boy character to take that survey out, and he will do the survey, and he'll get the max rank level materials out of that survey, even though it was earned from a character using a low level survey, or doing low level writs. We've got a woodworking writ, and we've got a rosin. Now, 10 characters, chances are each character is going to get at least one gold material. So you're doing that 10 times, you're going to end up with 10 different things. You might get like 4 rosin, 2 or 3 alloys, and 4 wax or something like that. Or a couple the jewelry grains as well. It's just so worth doing. Right, so he's all emptied out. So we'll put that survey in the bank, and we'll give it to our main character, and we'll go do it, and we'll show you guys what we get out of a survey. Okay, so here we go. He's here too. So we forgot to put that actual survey in the bank, but we had a couple on us. So we're here doing blacksmith green shade. Over here in green shade. And this is what we generally get out of a survey. You'll get 6 piles. You'll get 20 to 40 out of each pile. That was rounded up, obviously. There's a big 40 one. This guy's getting bugged a bit. And just like that, that's what you get out of it. I've still got 1 left, so we can at least do that. So we usually let them pile up in our bank until we've got quite a lot, and then we'll spend the day going surveying. You just end up with so many materials. So then it just respawns, we can pick it up again. As soon as you touch it, the map will disappear. Now what we have failed to go over so far is the champion points, but you'll see there he was picking them up in 1 hit. Look at that, he had the same thing. Did the same thing, he ran away, came back, let it reset. It's just a general rule of thumb, you just let your surveys build up until you have quite a lot. I think, see, so we done our blacksmithing last night, we've got our clothing. Let us pile up, they stack on top of each other, and we'll go do our clothing probably later today. Okay, so here's our champion points. Well, down here we've got our gold, because this is our harvester. Now, the most important thing you want for your harvester, these are all passive, so obviously we get these. This has increased the quality of items we find in treasure chest. It's a bit of a toss up between this one and this one. A 10% chance to find a second finishing plan. You'd probably want to go with this one more, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of furniture plans, I don't harvest for them. I don't know the value of them, but there are some really expensive ones, so this one's probably more important than this one. Nevertheless, we went with this one. We got the disassemble, so when we refine, we got more chance of getting the gold mats out of the materials we're refining. So it's super important, you got to have that one, that's a must for your harvester. The reduce the time it takes to harvest, not so important, but very, very nice to have. And the most important one is of course this one, the Plentiful Harvester, gives you the 10% chance, well fully upgraded, the 50% chance of getting double the resources. Now when I was doing that survey, you can see how important that is, because instead of getting 18, we're getting up to 3640. Super important. The only downside is you can't be you can only pick 4 of these. So whichever one out of these 2 you go for, the other 3 are essential, but these 2 are a bit of a toss up. You don't need the mount speed because you're running, not on your mount, but a lot of people, like this was my main character, he was my thief, he was my fisher, and my harvester. But now because of the CP, you sort of, I'm going to have to pick, you know, so obviously I'm going to go with harvester, but now I need someone else to be my master fisher, and I need someone else to be my master thief. It's just kind of sad. The other trees are irrelevant, doesn't matter. Whatever you're going to end up being the stamina version of whatever character your main character was. and you need just put them in anywhere so you can defend yourself if if you run into aggressive mud crabs or some spiders who will not let you harvest. Case example right here. Sometimes you gotta take out predators. And one last thing before we sign off, when you are harvesting, take into consideration what sets drop in that area. So for example, green shade, we could harvest here in green shade. These nodes around somewhere, surely. Node, anywhere, please, a node, any node whatsoever. Here we go. Right, we're gonna get attacked by bugs. Alright, we'll see. Oh, we didn't even get it. Alright, stand by, we're having technical difficulties. Alright, so we get that node, we see another node over there, we're gonna have to fight some more bugs for those nodes. But you get the point, we could harvest here, these nodes here. But the overland sets are not very desirable. Even though the beekeeper comes from this area, and that's the set we use for our tank. But take into consideration what sets drop in that area. And so instead of farming in green shade, it might be better to farm in Malabatar, because then you got a chance if you run across a boss or a treasure chest, you might get a spinner's piece, and you could sell that for a lot more than you could if you got, say, a beekeeper piece. Although in saying that, Malabatar is an absolutely nightmare, horrible place to actually try and farm nodes at. But you get my point. A better example, maybe Bankarai. Bankarai is a nice place to farm, you can harvest, and if you kill a boss or find a treasure chest, you might get a Spriggan's piece, which you can sell. If you get the right trait, you can sell that for a lot. And I think that's everything. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Last week we covered the basic tank, this week was the basic harvester, next week will be the basic healer. So if you're into the healing, make sure you subscribe. And that's it, that's everything guys, that's the build, that's the surveys, that's the daily routes. This is the farmer's path. This is what it can lead to if you're willing to go down that path. Now I'm not telling you to go down that path, I'm not telling you how to go down that path. I'm just showing you what the path can lead to. It's up to you if you choose to walk, run, sprint or roll down that path. It's completely up to you. But if you want to, I did that wrong. It can lead to some pretty good things. And if you want to make some big boy moves, that's how you do it. Peace out. This has been Khajiit. Have a good day guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. $69 wax, motherfuckers. Hell yeah. Big boy moves. Now got all this goddamn material. How am I gonna sell all this shit?